And with that, we welcome you to Jurgensen Park for tonight's matchup between the Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks. I'm Mike Knockenauer. Joining me in just a little bit will be Mac Johnson, first-time commentator. We're about to get underway here from Jurgensen Park. Junior Jays coming in at 13 and 11. Southwest coming in at 12 and 10. Junior Jays now taking the field here, their second to last home regular season game. Senior night next week on Tuesday against Millard North. On the bump to start tonight for the Junior Jays, Lewis Schneckenberger. His numbers on the year 2 and 4 in the win-loss column. 26 and a third innings pitched, a 3.19 ERA, and 26 Ks. For the senior, part of that team last year. Made state semifinals, made it all the way to Shelby, North Carolina for the American Legion World Series. Struggled a bit early in the season, definitely found his groove lately. Tough loss against Millard South last week, but other than that, it's been some very good pitching from Schneckenberger. Schneckenberger pitch on the bump. Michael Chase behind the dish. Michael Bird at first. Mitchell Collins over at second. Kobe Hatcher in at third for the second straight game. Grant Summers in his normal shortstop position. Out there in left. Looks like that to be Paul Ryberg out in center. Sam Patton, and out in right, Henry Bartholomew, as we're just about to get underway here from Jurgensen Park. Junior Jays back on home turf, as to lead things off is Carter Chamberlain, the shortstop, son of former major leaguer Jabba Chamberlain. As he will foul off the first pitch for strike one. He will take the second pitch he sees for ball one. One from Schneckenberger. Fouled off to the right side once again, and it's 1-2. Schneckenberger, the 1-2. Check swing from Chamberlain. Fouls that one off and stays alive. One, two again. That one going to be skied into center field. On it is Patton calling off. Collins, a nice sliding grab there from Sam Patton. Chamberlain is retired, and there's one down in the top of the first. Trent Buda, the center fielder, now up. Fouls that one off to the left side. That one up and out for ball one. One. That's a ball way outside, but Schneckenberger gets Buda to swing, and it's 1-2 to the center fielder. That one going to be shot into left over the head of Summers. Fielded out and left by Paul Reiberg. And Trent Buda is on with a one-out single here in the first.
Number 12, right fielder Carter Beatty.
Carter Beatty, the right fielder, now up after the one-out single from Buda. So he'll take ball one up and in. Pickoff attempt over the first. Buda slides back in easily. That one going to be skied into right, and on it is Bartholomew making the catch near the warning track. Nice speedy grab there from Bartholomew out and right, and there's two down in the top of the first. Some good contact there from Beatty, but Henry Bartholomew out there and right had a beat on it. And two down now in the top of the first for the cleanup man, Bennett Bruns. This one going to be lifted over into left, and it will be foul over by the batting cages over there behind the bullpen out there and left. Schneckenberger looking over at first, comes set, the 0-1. That's a great pitch there from Schneckenberger, gets Bruns to swing over it. And Schneckenberger now up in the count 0-2. The 0-2 from Schneckenberger is going to find a hole out there and right. Diving, can't make the grab, is Mitchell Collins. Rounding second is Buda, but he'll retreat back to second, and Bruns is on with a two-out single.
Single by Bruns, bring up number 7, catcher Creighton Ransom.
Caden Ransom now up, the catcher. Good layoff there. The catcher trying to do some damage here early in the first. Ransom calls time. Steps out. Deal from Schneckenberger's in there for strike one. Good 1-0 for there from Schneckenberger. Evens the count back at 1 ball and 1 strike. One deals. That breaking ball there from Schneckenberger a little high. That's something that Lewis has always said, that he tries to work into his game. He's always said that if his curveball is working, he's going to try and use it as much as he can. He finds himself here down 2-1. That one ripped right past the glove of Kobe Hatcher. Buddha's going to be waved home. The throw home from Ryberg is a perfect throw, caught by Michael Chase, and he puts on the tag. Paul Ryberg with a laser all the way home, guns down Trent Buddha, and leaves the Silverhawks off the board. Junior Jays escape the first inning without giving up a run. Scoreless tie here after 3 outs of play here on CPSN. Welcome you back here at Jurgensen Park. 0-0 tie after the top of the first. Great throw out there and left from Paul Ryberg to gun down Trent Duda and leave any runs off the board for Southwest, as the leadoff man Henry Bartholomew takes the first pitch he sees for strike one. Leaves that one upstairs. Let's take a look at the numbers for the Southwest starter Thomas Fraley, 7th appearance on the year. 19 in the third innings pitched, 3.26 ERA, and 29 Ks for the junior. So he finds himself up in the count 1-2 here to Bartholomew. That pitch upstairs for ball two. That one fouled off back towards the screening. Bartholomew with a good running catch out there and right in the first inning near the warning track. Here he sees the 6th pitch of the at-bat. That one inside, and it loads the count, 3-2. Bartholomew takes ball 4 low, and he reaches with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first.
And walk to Bartholomew. Bring up shortstop, number 17, Grant Summers.
Now up to bat, the shortstop, Grant Summers, the UNO signee. Had a great night last night with a home run and a double in that 7-4 win over Central. As he finds himself here with no out and 1 on in the bottom of the first. Fraley delivers. Summers takes ball 1 low. Summers leading the team in hits with 27, 360 batting average, and 20 RBIs, which is also a team lead. Fraley checks back over. Bartholomew slides back in safely. One out to Summers. Fouled off towards the dugout. Use the count at 1-1. Summers fouls that one back. Count now to 1-2. One, two to Summers. Good leave there from the shortstop. Umpire called it just low, and it's 2-2 to the senior. Two balls and 2 strikes. Goes now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count now full for Grant Summers. Sixth pitch of the at-bat. Fraley's pitch count already at 12 through 2 batters. Payoff pitch will have to wait as he checks back over to Bartholomew. Bartholomew 4th on the team with 7 stolen bases. Summers calls time as he awaits the pitch from Fraley. The 3-2. Bartholomew takes off. Fouled back towards the screen. And Summers stays alive. Seventh pitch now of the at-bat to Summers. Fraley going to check back at Bartholomew. A very long, drawn-out at-bat so far. The 3-2 to Summers. Once again fouled off. Great fight here from Summers and Fraley. Fraley already up to 14 pitches. Gets the sign from his catcher. Checks over Bartholomew, the 3-2. High and outside, and gets Summers to chase. And an 8-pitch at-bat ends in a strikeout for Grant Summers. One down in the bottom of the first. St. Pat now up. 277 batting average, 18 hits on the year, 14 RBIs. And one of this team's 4 home runs. He takes strike one from Fraley on the outside corner. He's going to lay down a bunt towards the left side. Fraley scoops it up, throw on to first. And he will get Patton on the 1-3 putout, but Bartholomew moves up to second. And there is 2 down in the bottom of the first.
Now batting for the Junior Jays, third baseman, number 13, Kobe Hatcher.
Kobe Hatcher returns to the starting lineup for the second night in a row. Some limited numbers from him, 3 hits, 375 batting average. Big night last night with a single and a triple. He takes strike one on the outside. Hatcher swings over strike 2, and Fraley is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. The 0-2 to Hatcher. Takes ball 1 low. Good layoff there from the senior. Iowa Western Community College commit. Or signed, I should say. Has been dealing with a arm injury so far, but back in the lineup for the second night in a row. He faces a 1-2 count from Thomas Fraley. Hatcher calls time. Now Fraley will call time. The 1-2. Bartholomew takes on down to third. That ball skips away from the third baseman, and Bartholomew's going to score. Henry Bartholomew snags third and then snags home on the air from the third baseman, and it's 1-0 Junior Jays here in the bottom of the first. As that one can be shot back up the middle, and Kobe Hatcher will be on with a 2-out single.
That single by Hatcher, bring up second baseman, number 3,
So Bartholomew comes in to score, and Hatcher Sits on a 2-2 pitch and knocks it right back up the middle. Brings up the second baseman, Mitchell Collins. Now we're going to be shot right to the shortstop. And Carter Chamberlain steps on the bag at second. And that will end the first inning. But Henry Bartholomew with some good base running gives the Junior Jays a 1-0 lead after the first inning of play here on CPSN. Welcome you back here to Jurgensen Park. Schneckenberger with a scoreless first inning of action. He returns here to face the second baseman and Connor Harms. That one fouled off to the right side, out of play. Harms with a very solid line, 344 batting average, 21 hits, 12 runs scored, 16 RBIs. But he finds himself down here, 0-2 to Louis Schneckenberger. Fouls that one off, forced to stay alive in this one. As he check swings, appeal down to first. First base umpire said he did not go, so that will be ball one to Carter Harms, excuse me. Harms continuing to fight. The 1-2 from Schneckenberger. It's going to be fouled off once again. Great at bat here from Harms. Here early in this one. If you can't get on, running up the pitcher's pitch count is the next best thing. 1-2 again from Schneckenberger. And once again, it is fouled off. Sixth pitch of the at-bat to Carter Harms. Excuse me, seventh pitch of the at-bat. And it's only 1-2. So already a quality at-bat for number 16, the sophomore. Is this one going to be fouled off his foot? I believe so. And now they're going to say it was not, and Hatcher fielded that one. I think the umpire's going to talk this one over, and they will. But the ruling on the field is a ball that was chopped into play. Hatcher fielded it, and threw over to first for the out, but umpires are going to call, and a call will be upheld. So the 5-3 put out from Hatcher to Burt. And there's one down in the top of the second. Cal Newell, the left fielder, now up. Swings over that one for strike one. That one in there for strike number two. That one tipped into the glove of Michael Chase. Schneckenberger with his first strikeout of the night. And there are two down in the top of the second. Taden Engelbart now up. The DH for the Silverhawks tonight. Swings over strike one. He'll swing over strike two as well. And Schneckenberger just one pitch away from getting out of the inning. The 0-2 from Schneckenberger. That one fouled off by Engelbart. Engelbart 357 on the air, 20 hits, 19 runs scored, and 9 RBIs. 0-2 once again. That one going to be fielded over by Collins, over to first, and the inning is over. Schneckenberger with two scoreless innings. Middle of the second, 1-0 Junior Jays here on CPSN. Bottom of the second here at Jurgensen Park. Grant Wagner to lead it off. Mac Johnson in the booth.
How we doing?
Here to do some play-by-play for you guys.
Happy to be here at Jurgensen Park tonight. 1-0 Junior Jays enter the bottom half of the second inning. First pitch.
Be a ball to Grant Wagner.
It's ball two from Fraley.
Fraley's pitch count already up to 25 after 23 in the first inning, so he's going to have to watch that.
Early 3-0 count from Fraley. So Wagner gets on first immediately.
Yeah, Bartholomew started off that first inning with a walk and eventually scored, so looking for more of the same.
And an immediately walk as that is outside. Wagner gets to first. No outs.
Walk to Wagner.
Burt comes up to the plate for the Junior Jays. First time tonight.
Michael Burt, as we said, three-sport athlete, varsity football, varsity basketball, and obviously here, varsity baseball.
One of the most talented athletes I've been honored to play with before. First pitch, called strike.
Fraley's really going to have to start getting a lot of these strikes called or swung over if he wants to stay in this game, because from what we've seen, it's been a lot of contact from the Junior Jays.
Absolutely, either contact or walks. As Burt swings and he misses on a pitch. That's immediate 0-2 count. Has to protect. Wagner leads at first. Burt faces the 0-2 count. The pitch is outside. Wagner won't go. 1-2 count.
For Michael Burt, you just want to at least put the ball in play and trying to get Wagner up into scoring position at a minimum.
With the no out so far, that would not be a bad deal at all. The pitch is try pickoff and no tag is applied. He's safe at first.
So we saw there in the first inning a lot of pickoff attempts here from Fraley. He obviously a lefty. Definitely going to try and catch those Junior Jays lacking at first.
The pitch and swing and a miss. A big out from Fraley as he's able to prevent Burt from getting Wagner to scoring position with just a run. Michael Chase comes to the plate, hoping to do what Michael Burt cannot.
That's a big strikeout there from Fraley. The leadoff walk, but then immediately comes back and fans Burt. Big first out here for the Silverhawks.
Absolutely. If you want to get past this inning with no runs, it's a much needed out there and in one of the best ways possible. Chase steps in. The first pitch from Fraley is outside. The catcher will go back. It's a close play at first. He's called safe. Ransom threw back to first. Not successful, but it did look close.
Yes, Ransom also going to try and catch those Junior Jays sleeping over at first, so base runner is going to have to be a lot more attentive than they have been.
Calls time. Fraley going back and forth between looking over at first and home. Looked like he might have wanted to try a pickoff attempt, but couldn't get it. Chase digs in. Half swing, it's a strike. 1-1 count. Wagner still leads at first. The third pitch from Fraley, 1-1 count. Chase goes. It's a play at second base, and he is called safe. It looked like Huns might have dropped the ball there, but it was still what looked like a close play, and Wagner might have even overslid on that, but he recovered, and he is safe at second with still 1 out. 2-1 count.
That's Wagner's 6th stolen base on the year. This is a Junior Jays team that loves to steal. 78 stolen bases on the year already. That moves him up into scoring position with only 1 down.
Chase with the big roll at the plate here. The pitch. He swings and he misses. That's a 2-2 count. Huge pitch coming up here for Fraley, as he can either get the second out, he can get another ball, or Chase with the big chance to cash in a run for the Junior Jays. Chase looks for a big hit, the pitch. He steps off. No one at second. And it's called strike 3 on a curveball. Chase not the happiest about that. Might have looked a little high to Chase, but that is a huge second out from Fraley.
Yeah, great pitch there from Fraley.
Another strikeout in this inning for Fraley.
So we've noticed with this umpire, he's definitely calling these strikes high, so if you're a hitter, you're going to have to adjust to that pretty quickly. And Fraley got just enough of the top of the zone to strike out Chase for his second strikeout and second out of the inning.
Bartholomew steps to the plate. He's going to try a pick at second. No tag is applied. He's safe. Excuse me, this is Paul Ryberg stepping into the plate. Fraley on the 0-0 count. Wagner stands at second. And it plunks him. He is headed to first base, and there's runners on first and second as we go back to the top of the order.
The Ryberg brothers are just magnets to baseballs. That's Ryberg's 9th hit by pitch on the year, by far the most on the team.
I'm sure he's tired of getting plunked, but you know what? He gets the base.
I talked to him, and he's like, I don't even think I crowd the plate that much. It's just I always seem to be the one getting hit.
Just an unlucky man.
Oh, not necessarily unlucky. It might hurt for a bit, but at least you get 90 feet out of it.
Absolutely. First pitch is a ball. You know, if you're Ryberg, you might like getting hit more with no outs or 1 out, maybe bases loaded, but here are 2 outs. You just hope that Bartholomew can cash him in.
Bartholomew always seems to shoot the gap whenever he gets a hold of one, so interesting to see what he can do here.
He steps off. Once again, no one at second. Wagner has been holding some big leads throughout this bottom half of the second.
He's trying to, seems like, take advantage of no one covering second.
Absolutely. Fraley still looking. The pitch is low. And the leads at first and second have Fraley a little bit distracted. His back-to-back balls are thrown.
This zone definitely seems to be very high heavy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it. Definitely like seems a little bit shifted up, but the 2-0 now to Bartholomew.
Time is called, and that was a strike from Fraley, but time was called. That is unfortunate if you are the Silverhawks right there. You would have gotten 2-1 count.
If you're Bartholomew, that's a perfectly timed timeout, because now you got Fraley rattled because he threw a ball right down the middle. It didn't even count. So
Absolutely.
see what you can do up in the count 2-0.
Wagner taking more big leads. Still no one covering second yet. Fraley looks back. He's going to pitch. And it is high, but too high for the umpire to call that with, as you mentioned, his strike zone a little bit higher. And you wonder if both teams have noticed that yet and will take advantage of that upcoming in this game. It's a 3-0 count. 2 outs.
Carter Harms over there at second, definitely trying to shift a little bit over more towards second base, trying to get Wagner a little uncomfortable.
Outside, ball 4. All ducks are on the pond as Creighton Prep with 2 outs looks to cash in to make this more than just a 1-0 game.
And who better would you want up with the bases loaded than Grant Summers? Some of the biggest power on this team. As we said, UNO signee.
Home run yesterday.
Yeah, serious
Cleared
pop
left field.
in his bat. If you give him something to hit, he's going to hit it a very long way.
And if you're Grant Summers, I'm sure you wouldn't mind another walk from Fraley here, but surely you'd love to cash in 2, 3, maybe even yourself too, all 4. The first pitch is outside. It's ball 1 in the count. That makes his 5th straight thrown ball, I believe. Fraley throws. Outside again, 2-0 count. And Fraley has to be really careful here if he wants to keep this a 1-0 ball game. With 2 outs, he's walked 1 and in danger of walking another as the count now 2-0. Another ball, and it's a 3-0 count.
If you're Fraley right here, you just want to try and throw a strike any way you can.
For sure, and you have to wonder if Summers has the green light here.
I would assume no, with the bases loaded with Emma since it's 2 outs.
And he finally throws a strike after 7 straight balls thrown. Big for Fraley to see if he can get back in this count.
That's always a good confidence booster if you're a pitcher, even though it is 3-0 and the pitcher and the batter has a red light, still helps your ego.
Hitters count, and that is ball 4. Fraley walks in a run. As Grant Summers heads to first, Grant Wagner comes home after leading off quite a bit while on his journey on the base paths. And it is 2-0 Junior Jays.
Another guy you do not want up with the bases loaded in Sam Patton.
And they will take a meeting to the mound as Sam Patton prepares to step into the box.
Folks, if you'd like to join the ranks of the umpires, the NSAA needs umpires. The Jerry Frazier family has formed a Rookie Umpire Memorial Scholarship, named after the late Jerry Frazier, longtime NSAA umpire and state tournament official. For more information, check out the official page at nsaahome.org.
And a little walk, 2-out rally for Creighton Prep here, as they had, I believe, Wagner, the only man on base with 2. And all of a sudden, all bases loaded. They already got 1. It's 2-0. And Sam Patton looking to make that 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6. He steps in. Fraley just needs to start this with a strike. He will not. That's ball 1.
That makes 8 of the last 9 pitches for Fraley a ball. Not something you want if you're the Silverhawks. Fraley already up to 47 pitches.
Another ball. 2-0. Even though Fraley just had a meeting with his coach in the infield, he might just need to take some deep breaths, calm down, and just get 1 strike in there. And there it is. That's all I needed right there. It's 2-1 count, right down the middle on a curveball. You notice he stopped looking over at all those runners. He's truly trying to focus on this at bat right here. Fraley pitches. Ball 3. Hitters count.
If you're Sam Patton here, you're looking for the perfect pitch. If it's anything out of the zone, you're going to let it go. Trying up this score.
The pitch. Ball 4. Another one walked in. And it is now 3-0 Junior Jays as Fraley struggles to find the zone continue here in the bottom of the second. 2-out rally continues as Kobe Hatcher comes up to the plate. Judging by the past 2 at-bats, I'm sure he wouldn't mind a walk or a hit.
Kobe Hatcher singled in the first inning.
Immediate strike. Good pitch from Fraley. Able to get ahead in the count. Crucial for the Silverhawks here, trying to get that 3rd out.
Seems like we've been stuck at 2 outs for a while now.
Strike 2. 0-2 count immediately. Hatcher not happy with that call. Has to swing at whatever's close now. Fraley pitches. High. 1-2 count.
Fraley, at this point, you'll take anything to get out of the inning with no more damage. Just got to try and punch him out or pop him up.
And he will do just that. Kobe Hatcher down swinging. Fraley gets out of the frame, but not without walking in too. It's 3-0 Junior Jays as we prepare to enter the 3rd inning. we are back as we enter the top of the third from Jurgensen Park. First pitch from Schneckenberger is a strike.
Hudson Schaefer, the number 9 hitter for the Silverhawks. 320 batting average
Good batting average for the 9 spot.
with 4 RBIs on the year.
Schneckenberger throws, swing and a miss. 1-2 count immediately.
And Schneckenberger has said, and I've mentioned, he will try and utilize that curveball as much as he can if he has it going and if it's on that day. And so far it seems like it's really been working for him.
Throws high, it's 2-2.
Went with the high heater there on a 1-2. Not a bad pitch selection there.
Full count for Schneckenberger.
That's another pitch that is a very good choice from him. It's here, full count.
Pops up behind the press box. Schaefer still in the count. Full count, anything close for Schaefer. Schneckenberger winds up. He throws. It's a ball. Oh, it's a strike 3 called. Very outside, surprising call by the umpire. But Schneckenberger gets the call. And you can hear the Southwest crowd not happy with that.
Yeah, Southwest crowd very displeased with that call, but nonetheless, the second punch out of the night
They
for,
go
for Schneckenberger as it flips over the lineup card for the Silverhawks.
Chamberlain grounds it.
They mentioned Carter Chamberlain, son of Jabba, obviously, former MLB pitcher. Finds himself down in the count 0-2.
Another call on these outside parts of the plate. The pitch, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Schneckenberger, back-to-back KOs.
14, Trent Buda.
Yeah, Schneckenberger really seems like he's starting to get comfortable against these Southwest hitters. That's 2 strikeouts in a row. It's been a very strong third inning thus far for number 5.
He lines out over the Collins. Collins gets the out, and a very quick 1-2-3 inning for the Junior Jays. What a performance from Schneckenberger.
And Schneckenberger through 3 innings scoreless. Interesting to see what he can do going forward.
Back in the bottom of the third as Mitchell Collins steps in. Still throughout Junior Jays, a very quick inning for Louis Schneckenberger on the mound as Fraley goes back to work for the Silverhawks. The first pitch, called strike, again on that outside corner. The umps have been calling that quite a bit, including yesterday.
Mitchell Collins 0 for 1 thus far with a ground out in the first inning.
1-1 count.
Collins a very good contact hitter. And a lot of pop in his bat whenever he gets a hold of one. So interesting to see what he can do here.
Grounder to second. Collins a speed demon. It is out. A very close play at first. But Harm's able to get the out. Great first out for Farley. Or Fraley, excuse me. As, again, he immediately got Wagner on last inning. Able to start with an out.
Yeah, he gets Mitchell Collins to roll over that one, chop to second, and a throw over to first for the first out.
Speaking of, Grant Wagner steps back in. He walked his first time at the plate.
One of those two runners that ended up getting walked in with the bases loaded last inning. As Fraley looks hopefully not to repeat that if you're Southwest.
Fraley throws. Outside. 2-1 count.
We're back. Wagner really been disciplined this at bat. See, up to the hitter's count in 3-1.
Ball 4, once again, that's 2 walks for Grant Wagner on the inside corner.
That's already walk number 6 for Thomas Fraley. So not the start you wanted. Michael Burt steps back in.
Especially with Wagner, as we've mentioned, he's been kind of taunting with as big as leads he's had.
He stole that base as well in the second.
He throws to first, not close to getting Wagner. Burt with a swing and a miss. 0-1 count.
Junior Jay's only 1 hit thus far, but as you can see, 3 runs on the board. So it's been a very interesting first few innings from the Junior Jays.
Lead at first. The pitch. Called strike. 0-2 count for Fraley. Michael Burt down in the count quickly.
Fraley's been pretty inconsistent batter to batter, but whenever he's on his stuff, it's been pretty good from number 4.
Time called. Chop behind us. Burt stays alive in the count with the foul ball. Still 0-2. And Burt's been swinging at some pitches that may have not been called strike here so far in this at-bat. Regardless, 0-2 count. And Wagner is going to be caught in a rundown. Play at second. He is not even going to get a slide in. Great play from the Silverhawks as Wagner is tagged out. And as we mentioned from last inning, Wagner taking chances, stealing and leading off. He gets caught that time.
Great move there from Thomas Fraley. As obviously the lefty, you can start your motion and throw over to first, and that's exactly what he did there.
He will not get strike 3 to end the inning there. But regardless, have to feel good after that out, making sure runners are not on with only 1 out. Burt grounds one to second. Play at first is safe. Fraley not able to get on first in time as Michael Burt's speed is able to beat Fraley.
Big man got some wheels. Michael Burt taps that one over, brings the first baseman Bennett Bruns off the bag. And Fraley just couldn't get over to first in time. And Michael Burt on with a 2-out infield single.
Burt once again showing the incredible athleticism he has, being the 3-sport athlete he is. He can do it all. Chase steps in. 2 outs.
I always love to have a guy like Michael Burt, if you're any kind of coach, but also can be maybe a little anxiety-inducing if you're one of the coaches because he's playing so many sports.
Unfortunately, Burt will not be playing basketball next season as he leads for football and baseball, getting D1 offers in football, but he has said he's keeping baseball in consideration, still visible on all his recruiting profiles. He loves both sports. The pitch to Chase is high. Burt leads back.
A lot of juniors here on this Creighton Prep squad. Obviously, you have the returning seniors, but it's good to see a lot of these juniors like Michael Burt and Henry Bartholomew, Michael Chase, getting a lot of varsity playing time. We look forward to the future as well.
Called strike on the outside corner. And Michael Burt certainly, with the amount of sports he's able to play, he's certainly seen as one of the leaders. Most people in this school knows exactly who he is. This team will be able to keep stable next year with all the juniors on this team. Excited for the end of this year and especially next year. Fraley throws in a 1-2 count. Burt is going. It is strike 3 called. No play at second with a strikeout. That's the end of the third inning. No runs. 3-0 Junior Jays.
One left on base. Go to the top of the board.
Back to CPSN, we enter the top of the 4th. First pitch from Schneckenberger is a ball.
Schneckenberger, very, very solid first 3 innings of work. As he begins this 4th inning.
Another called strike outside. This we've noticed he was calling strikes high before. Maybe now leaning to the outside. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count.
Schneckenberger's been able to get a lot of these Silverhawk hitters to swing over some of his pitches. See if he can do that again here.
Pitch. Big swing. It gets past Michael Chase to throw it on to first. Gets away. And we'll be safe at first to start the inning for Lincoln Southwest.
That goes down as Schneckenberger's 4th strikeout, I believe, but doesn't matter if the out isn't recorded. And Carter Beatty finds himself on first with no out.
Unfortunate for Schneckenberger. First pitch, 1-0 count to Burns. He's 1 for 1 for the day. Schneckenberger doesn't look over. Foul tip, 1-1 count. And I don't know if I'm hearing that correct. Is there a fan playing music in the crowd?
I think that's Mr. O'Malley right there.
Ah.
He's testing out the songs for in between innings.
I wasn't too sure about that. I was curious. The pickoff attempt, not successful. That had me very confused.
Nope, it's just Mr. O'Malley.
Another pickoff attempt, not successful.
It's just something you hear throughout the game.
Schneckenberger throws. Double play chance for Mitchell Collins. Sums throws, and the double play. As Schneckenberger, Grant Summers, and Mitchell Collins able to get a big double play to kill Southwest potential momentum.
That's a
Huge.
sorry, Mac. As that's a big out. That's a big forced double play there from Grant Summers. Beautifully executed. Collins 4 to Summers 6 over to Burt 3 for 2.
Schneckenberger, it's a very big out there. Keeps that pitch count lower through his innings. He hoped to get that third out here. It's fouled off. 1-1 count.
Schneckenberger, after over 20 pitches in the first, now only at 55 here as he looks to get out of the fourth.
Pitch thrown inside, but still swung at and fouled off. One more strike for Schneckenberger to once again quickly get out of these top frames of the inning. He got the 1-2-3 inning in the third, a chance to sort of get it again here in the fourth, considering the double play. And that first batter still was a strikeout. Schneckenberger throws. Another play chance for Collins. It's going to be a close one. An athletic play, and he got him. Collins makes multiple plays for Schneckenberger as that wraps up the top of the fourth. We'll be right back on CPSN. Back to CPSN as we enter the bottom of the fourth. First pitch called strike to Paul Reibert. Fraley still in. The pitch on the 0-1 count. Swung at and missed on a low pitch. Ryberg quickly down 0-2.
Ryberg, with one plate appearance thus far, got hit and eventually came around to score.
Ryberg chops one foul, stays in the count. Ryberg walked in his first at-bat as he will get his first ball of the count. You saw Schaefer for Southwest getting a little bit of an upset reaction there. He's probably frustrated that that was getting called for some of the Junior J's count, but not Fraley's, as it won't matter. Strike 3 for Ryberg, and he will not get to first on the drop third strike.
Good play there from Ransom. Bounced it, but first baseman Bruns scoops it up. One down in the first. Or excuse me, the fourth.
Henry Bartholomew.
Well, speaking of first, Mike, Henry Bartholomew is top of the count. He comes up to the plate. Fraley, the first pitch is called strike on that outside corner. It's been a reoccurring thing in this ballgame.
Seems like it's a lot more righty heavy, that outside corner for this umpire.
Not the most consistent, but it is what it is, as that is a 1-1 count for Bartholomew. Fraley throws. Strike on the curveball.
Fraley, a great pitch there. Definitely seems like he's been a lot more comfortable after those first 2 innings. So he looks to punch out the leadoff man.
Called strike 3. Bartholomew a little bit confused by that. Maybe thought it was a little bit low, a little bit inside. Won't matter. There's 2 outs immediately. Fraley with the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks.
It's a great breaking ball there from Frayling. As he gets Bartholomew with the backwards K.
Grant Summers steps in. Fraley the first pitch to Summers. A dangerous hitter. It's a 1-0 count.
Summers 0 for 1 today with a walk. RBI walk, actually.
He fouls that back. It is a 1-1 count. And Creighton Prep, very disciplined at the plate. They've been taking advantage of those walks a lot this season so far. That showed in the second inning. He took the walk earlier, as that's now a 2-1 count. He got that second run in the bottom of the second. Prep loves to use the walks to the advantage. Fraley throws. That one chopped to Schaefer, the play to first. That's a third out. And Lincoln Southwest gets 3 very quickly. We head to the bottom of the fourth.
Still 3-0.
welcome back to the Creighton Prep Sports Network. We enter the top of the fifth as I messed up heading out of the bottom of the fourth last inning. Lewis Schneckenberger back on the mound.
Carter Harms, the second baseman, now up.
Schneckenberger, the first pitch low to Harms.
0-1 on the day for him.
This one chopped over to Grant Summers to throw to first. And Harms is out. 0 for 2 now. Grant Summers gets the out. And if you're Schneckenberger, you have to be happy with how this defense is played. In past games, the defense hasn't all been Schneckenberger's fault. Multiple errors from the infield, but not today. The infield has been fantastic. They've got double plays. They've got long throws with short times. Schneckenberger having a day so far. The first pitch called a ball to Newell. He's also 0 for 1 on the day. Foul tip, 1-1 count. Schneckenberger, one of the staple pitchers in this rotation for many years. That one is popped up. A chase to get it, and it is Mitchell Collins running out to get that in right field. Quick 2 outs for Lewis Schneckenberger. Mitchell Collins made many good plays today, both with the glove at shortstop and making the catches too.
It's a great pitch there from Schneckenberger to jam Newell. Little blooper into left, or excuse me, right, and Collins jogs over, makes the catch. And Schneckenberger just 1 out away from getting out of the fifth.
Schneckenberger on the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count.
Great off speed there from Schneckenberger. Doesn't seem to use that a lot, but when he does, seems to always get a lot of batters.
Called strike. 1-2 count and another chance for Schneckenberger to get out of this inning with a 1-2-3. The pitch, low. It's a 2-2 count. Schneckenberger gives, and it is strike 3. Schneckenberger on a roll as he puts up more zeros. We'll be right back with the bottom of the fifth from CPSN. Back from Jurgensen Park. Sam Patton steps in to start the bottom of the fifth. Fraley still on the mound for Southwest.
It's been a good bounce back from Frayling. 3 earned runs to the first 2, but is still with 7 strikeouts on the night and 2 scoreless frames in the 3rd and 4th.
Low count immediately 2-0. Prep scoring in the 1st and 2nd inning early games reminds me of the Atlanta Braves. All the Braves are able to do. Patton lines it foul. Mike, your Orioles, good win today over the Red Sox.
Yeah, 16-8. I am not used to this team being good. I don't know what to feel.
You mentioned 8 losses. That might be less than the Braves. A little bit jealous.
And we won 7 of our last 8, I believe. Or no, 8 of our last 9. It's been a very good couple of weeks for the guys down in Charm City.
The pitch, Patton gets one through the gap of third and short, and Patton is on with a leadoff single to get the inning started for Creighton Prep.
That's a great piece of hitting there from Patton. The lefty just shoots it right between the 5-6 gap over there on the left side, and he's on with a leadoff single.
Exciting for Sam Patton. I believe he's 1 for 3 on the day now. As Kobe Hatcher steps into the plate, Patton leads off. Fraley, the pitch is high, and a pitch that might have got called earlier in this game. Not called this time. It's a 1-0 count. The pitch to Kobe. Fouled over the school. Onto the roof. 1-1.
I hope they didn't hit my car. Like a wrecking ball. Not like Miley Cyrus, though.
Not like Myra Cyrus whatsoever.
You even thought that at home. Unbelievable.
The pickoff attempt, not successful. He throws over to first. He will not get the tag. And with the whole wrecking ball reference, we love referencing Mr. Tejan, hopefully watching us at home. One of the most iconic calls we will ever have from the booths of CPSN.
I just remember sitting there in the Burke press box. I heard that call, and he looked down at me on the computer. I was absolutely dying. That was maybe the hardest I've ever laughed during a broadcast.
You know, sitting down on that field shooting photos, I just felt something change in the air. I felt some world-shifting event had happened. It was clearly Tejan dropping an iconic line.
You could hear, you could kind of feel like the ground started like shaking. The whole stadium was just like it was just a bit of like a little like mini earthquake.
Oh, we love you, Alex Tejan. We'll focus back on the game here to cut you some slack. Hope he's listening at home. Fraley gets the 2-2 count with no outs. Kobe Hatcher looking for a hit here. Patton leads at first. Fraley the pitch. They swung on and missed. Hatcher wanted to run first. Patton not advancing to second. Hatcher will head back to the dugout with a strikeout.
It's a big first out there from Frailing. And now puts and makes the double play ball to get that can possibly get them out of the inning. So it's going to be interesting how Frailing treats this at bat against Mitchell Collins.
Mitchell Collins, ball 1. Again, this umpire, not sure the most consistent we've seen at Jurgensen Park this year. But nevertheless, a 1-0 count for the Junior Jays. Mitchell Collins with the early advantage in this count. He throws. Patton is running to second. The throw from Ransom, not close. It gets past Sam Patton, not advancing to third. As now, a runner is in scoring position for Mitchell Collins. And this Junior J team has been solid with runners in scoring position this year. See if they can cash in a run. Some insurance to make this a 4-0 ball game and even further.
Sam Patton with his first stolen base on the night. That makes it 79 on the year for the Junior Jays, and it moves him up into scoring position and takes the double play ball out of effect.
Pitches outside. 2-1 count. Collins 0 for 2 for the day. I'm sure he'd love to change that here. Get himself an RBI. Louis Schneckenberger would love some insurance here. second. Fraley pitches. Collins lines one deep, but foul. It's a 2-2 count. Collins, you want to straighten that out. Fraley steps off. As Ransom will talk to Fraley as they prepare to pitch once again to Mitchell Collins.
Frayling. This will be pitch number 100 from him. So some action over there in the Southwest bullpen. So Frayling got to do something quick.
To pitch to Collins, it is fouled off. And I have some good news for you, Mike. It looks like the Braves making a comeback in this Braves-Marlins game as we were talking about during the intermission.
Why is that good news for me?
I don't see why not, right?
Yeah, you guys are in a different league. I'll root for you guys.
Exactly right. I don't have a problem with Baltimore.
I don't have a problem with the Braves either.
Love to hear that. Mitchell Collins. Hope for what he does the same thing what Matt Olson just did and take Fraley deep. And he will not take him deep, but he will get it in the gap. He will be 1 for 3. Here comes Sam Patton. No, he's going to be held at third by Coach Mooney. And there's runners on the corners for Kobe Hatcher. Excuse me, Grant Wagner.
And that looks like it'll be the end of the night for Frayling. So Thomas Frayling, 4 and a third innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned, 6 walks, and 8 Ks. But that will be the end of the night for him.
Not a terrible night for Fraley. If he could avoid those walks in future appearances, he is a pitcher that's tough to face. Was I muted? Okay. And we'll be right back from CPSN as new pitcher for Southwest warms up. Back to CPSN, still in the bottom of the 5th. New pitcher for Lincoln Southwest. This is Braxton Lyons.
Yeah, Braxton Lyons has had an incredible year thus far. 5 2/3 innings, only 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 10 Ks on 5 walks, but he comes in having to face a very good hitter in Wagner with runners on the corners with only 1 down.
Impressive stats from Lyons. See if he can get out of this jam. Sam Patton at third, Mitchell Collins at first, Grant Wagner at the plate. He has walked twice, I believe.
That would be correct. He has also scored a run.
First pitch from Lyons is called strike.
Yeah, if you're Lions, you're going to want to either immediately force Wagner to either pop it up or ground it to a double play or punch him out. Can't put anything, Can't let him get anything that will drive in that run from third, because that'll just make things harder on your offense.
Junior Jays will have to adjust as Lyons is a righty. As Fraley, who is out. Oh, Mitchell Collins is going to second. He's going to be safe. Nobody noticed him stealing a second. And that makes Braxton Lyons' jobs harder here, as he has to keep that 0 ERA with 2 runners on in scoring position. Big chance for Wagner here.
He's good. He'll keep that 0 ERA as long as Wagner doesn't score here, because Fraley is responsible for the runners on second and third.
Regardless, Lyons, sure he'd love to still make sure no runs get in. Bunt attempt, not successful. Collins with a massive lead at second, as he thought that bunt might have been fair, but he gets back. And there's some confusion on the field.
I apologize to Thomas Fraley if you're watching this at some point. I've called you Thomas Frailing for half the night, so that's my bad on that one. But I believe they're going to say it's 2-1. I think they're going to say that Wagner held back on that bunt.
And you know, Mike, I thought about correcting you a few times on the air, but didn't want to be rude. I had the folks at home listening. Pitch from Lyons on the 2-1 count. Fouled. 2-2 count.
If you take a look at Mitchell Collins down at second base, he's getting over halfway down to third with his secondary lead.
Even with 1 out, he wants to score.
This infield playing in for Southwest, trying to avoid any more runs given up.
And that will backfire playing in, as Wagner will get to first base with the single. Chamberlain not able to handle that baseball, but it will likely go as an infield single for Wagner, and Sam Patton comes in. It's 4-0 Junior Jays. And as you mentioned, Mike, it's a bit surprising that the Silverhawks were playing in with 2 strikes there, and it definitely backfired with Chamberlain making that mistake. He had to jump and reach for that ball. He could not.
I can see why they would do that, just to try and avoid any extra insurance from the Junior Jays, but to no avail. Junior Jays get 1 more and still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Michael Burt steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the night. With runners on the corners, he'd love to deliver.
Delayed steal there from Wagner.
Second.
And that,
And he gets
no.
past. Here comes Mitchell Collins to the plate. And it's 5-0 Junior Jays. Mitchell Collins upstanding as that one gets past the shortstop and the second baseman. Exciting for Creighton Prep as free bases. As I say in the dugout, they love free bases. It's 5-0 Junior Jays.
Everybody loves free bases. Mitchell Collins, nice easy jog into home after that pickoff attempt, or that steal. That throw down to second got past the second baseman.
Heads-up play from Wagner heading to third after that. As with 1 out, Bird has a big chance. Most plays in contact should hopefully be able to get Wagner home for the home side. Quickly 3-1 count. And as you mentioned earlier, Mike, that ERA now might be in danger with Wagner at third. Lions to pitch on 3-1 count. Called ball 4. Lions not happy about that. Does a little wave to the umpire.
Attention, please. Now batting for the Junior Jays, number 6, Ryan Hannigan.
Pitch hitting is Ryan Handigan in the place of Michael Chase. Michael Burt at first. Grant Wagner at third. Hannigan, solid as of recent.
Yeah, 296 on the year for the junior Ryan Hannigan. He's been in that rotation in the infield in the starting lineup, as Mooney's just been trying to get some of these younger guys some reps. As we said, a lot of depth at a lot of positions for this Junior J squad whenever this senior class leaves.
First pitch called strike to Hannigan. Runners on the corners lead. Lions focused on Hannigan. The wind up the pitch. It gets past. Wagner easily gets home, standing up. Another run for the Junior Jays. That's the third in the bottom of the fifth. It's 6-0 Creighton Prep. Burt advances to second, and the insurance continues for Louis Schneckenberger as he prepares to come back in eventually. Lions and Ransom have a quick meeting. Creighton Prep, once again, as we mentioned, they love to take advantage of the free bases. Every time you heard Mooney, the second it happened, saying yup multiple times. Fouled off by Hannigan. That's a 1-2 count.
So you mentioned Schneckenberger getting ready to come back in. 5 innings pitched, only 67 pitches.
Wow.
For Schneckenberger. You also have John Lysek out there in the bullpen warming up.
Schneckenberger throwing what looks like a replica of his first start of the year. Strike 3 called on that outside part of the plate. Hannigan, maybe not too happy about that. 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth for...
This is going to be sophomore Josh Carney coming in to pinch hit for Paul Ryberg.
Another pinch hitter for the Junior Jays. And as you mentioned, getting the younger guys more playing time, this is a sophomore.
Carney, been part of that, more of that outfield rotation. He's been in and out of the lineup throughout the year.
The young outfield, very talented for Creighton Prep. Henry Bartholomew, great plays, especially yesterday, sliding catch. Very athletic over there in right field.
Well, you got Paul Ryberg, you got Mike Wheelock, you got Josh Carney, got plenty of options. John and Lysek, I believe, plays some outfield as well. So a lot of options for the Junior Jays going forward.
Quick 1-0 count to Carney. 2 outs. And Carney gets one into the outfield. Here comes, and he will be safe at home. Big single for Josh Carney as Michael Burt is able to get home. 4 runs in the inning. 7-0 Junior Jays.
What a great inning from the Junior Jays. There's 3-0 going into this inning. 2 scoreless innings from Fraley. Southwest seemed like they were trying to get into a rhythm, but I just run into a buzzsaw this inning with the Junior J offense coming alive.
Harry Bartholomew steps to the plate with Josh Carney at first base. 1-for-1, obviously, as that was his first at-bat of the night. A good pinch-hitting decision from the coaches.
Had all of the barrel on that ball. And just drove it into center field for the RBI.
And that's the hit you love to get. You know, it's not necessarily a blooper. It's very line. Perfect placement. Gets the RBI. Have to be happy for Josh Carney. It gets past. Carney will steal second. Standing up very easy. Lyons has already thrown a couple past the catcher in his short appearance thus far.
It's already up to 19 pitches. Still 0 earned. I think they're going to say that liner from Wagner, or that chopper from Wagner off the glove of Chamberlain was an error, so Lions may keep his 0 ERA after all.
Lions throws that one. Same exact hit as last one. That will get in Josh Carney. No play at the plate. The play at second. Bartholomew is safe at second. A big RBI for Bartholomew as he stands into second with the double. How about that? Back-to-back of the same exact hits, just on opposite side for the Junior Jays. Both RBIs. Great hitting from Creighton Prep in the bottom of the fifth here. Bottom of the fifth, and they have 5 runs. It's 8-0 Junior Jays. 2 away from that mercy rule.
Yeah. Henry Bartholomew, pretty much the same exact hit as you said, just on the opposite side. Maybe a little more power behind it. Got all the way out to the wall there in right center. And slid into second and did what Coach Mooney teaches them, and that's to hug the bag. He did exactly that, made sure he didn't slide over in there with an RBI double.
First pitch called strike to Grant Summers. Summers look to continue the success of his previous 2 teammates at the plate. Summers takes a low ball. Henry Bartholomew stands at second. He's quick. If you're the Southwest defense, you want to make sure you're onto him if a hit is hit here, and it will be. Another liner into left field. It's going to be a play at the plate. No, it will not. The third baseman, Schaefer, will not be able to catch that and get it thrown home. As we said, Bartholomew, he has the speed. He gets to home. 6 runs in the bottom of the fifth. A big hit for Grant Summers. He joins the hit party.
Grant Summers, another great hit from him. Maybe continuing a bit of that success last night as the winning run now on first.
A 9-0 ball game for Pratt. Sam Patton steps in, hoping to maybe even hit a walk-off here. He will get it through the gap. Grant Summers will not round second. A good single for Sam Patton in a right field. 2 runners on, 2 away in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, I mean, anything in the outfield pretty much for Hatcher most likely scores Summers and ends this game. So
After that single, bring up number 13.
Junior Jays hoping to go home early. Kobe Hatcher steps in. Could have a fun moment for this Junior J team. A little walk-off. Lions throws first pitch outside. Lions looks at second. The pitch. Strike 1. Down the middle for Hatcher. Wasn't looking for it. Wasn't his pitch. 1-1 count. As in one of those funny situations where even though you're up 9, still feels like a big moment for Kobe Hatcher. He wants his moment right here. He will take a ball. Some of the Southwest parents don't sound happy about that call. Nothing they can do as Kobe Hatcher steps into a 2-1 count. Lions looks to second once again. He tries second. There's nobody there. Still caught by Harms, the second baseman. As with, I believe that's Patton at second. Maybe going to try to take some more leads here. He's able to fool Lions. Lions will throw this time. Outside, 3-1 count. Hitters count for Kobe Hatcher. Anything good here for Hatcher? A hit, a walk, nothing hurts. Lions pitches. It's called strike on the inside higher corner. Hatcher shakes his head about it. He has to protect with a full count here. Anything close. Sam Patton sure take the big lead here. Hatcher will chop it to shortstop, and they will get the out. That's the third out of the inning. Prep, however, tags on 6. It's a 9-0 ball game, and Creighton Prep with the big advantage as we head to the top of the 6th here on CPSN.
2 left on base.
Welcome back to CPSN. We're in the top of the 6th now after Prep puts up 6. Schneckenberger back out, just sitting on the bench for a while in that bottom of the 5th. First pitch is a ball.
Yeah, Schneckenberger going to try and come out and then continue to deal what he's been dealing, but obviously long time to sit on the bench, especially in this wind that can make you get pretty cold pretty quickly.
Schneckenberger on the 1-1. Fouled behind the press box. Low, that's a 2-2 count. Big day in the world of sports. Lots of MLB, more importantly to many sports fans, playoff basketball, playoff hockey.
I don't know about you, but I have been absolutely loving the NHL playoffs. I don't know if I've watched this much hockey in my entire life, let alone like a span of a week.
If I were you, Mike, I would pay attention to the Toronto Maple Leafs, known for
the choke jobs.
Exactly right. Up 3-1 in the series. Wouldn't that be pretty hilarious if they blew that 3-1 lead?
I saw some people being like, it's either Leafs in 5 or Tampa in 7. No other options.
Schneckenberger pitches. Another one fouled. They're blowing through in leads. It's a pain. That hurts like no other. I have unfortunate experience in 2020 as a Braves fan. Not fun at all. That one is hit in the air to Mitchell Collins, and it will be caught in left field, actually, by Henry Bartholomew. We mentioned him earlier, being skilled at that outfield position. Both him and Collins raced to get that. 1 out in the inning for Schneckenberger. And it looks like that's the day for Louis Schneckenberger. He walks off 5 innings, 1 out in the 6th. What a day for Louis Schneckenberger. No runs allowed. Incredible performance from Louis Schneckenberger. He exits this game. And we will be right back from Jurgensen Park as the new pitcher for Creighton Prep warms up on the mound. Back to CPSN. Our new pitcher for Creighton Prep is John Lysick. Number 16 for the Junior Jays. He's had a solid performances so far this season.
Yeah, his first appearance last week against Millard South in that tough loss. Showed some spurts of very solid work. The San Diego commit.
First pitch up high. Talking about commits, how about the news from here in Nebraska today? Hunter Silas, former 5-star recruit to Wake Forest. A bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. A bit disappointing, but
Many of the Husker and Blue Jay fans were hoping they'd get him, but an unexpected call from the Demon Deacons.
He would have been a very, very good replacement for Nemhard.
Absolutely, but you can't hate on it for Hunter Silas. He's going to get a great education, fantastic school over there in North Carolina.
Should also get a good amount of playing time over there as well.
Absolutely. Another one foul. It's a 1-2 count.
No, I was kind of hoping that we would do like a point guard swap where we get Hunter Salas, they get Ray Nemhard, and everyone wins. But nonetheless, good for Hunter Salas and good luck to him the rest of his career.
We'll love to see him get playing time. Didn't get too much at Gonzaga, but can't hate on in-state players from the state of Nebraska. Speaking of that subject of basketball, the New York Knicks close a series on the Cleveland Cavaliers. For those curious at home, 106-95. The Knicks advance. The Grizzlies have a 14-point lead over the Los Angeles Lakers at home to stay in that series. As that strike three from John Lysick on his first batter of the night.
Now batting, number 14.
Now 2 outs
Buddha.
in the inning for John Lysick as he hopes to close this one out.
Second strikeout on the year for Lysek. Definitely a good confidence booster for him going forward. He returns from injury. Had a wrist injury that kept him out for the first month and a half of this season, but Junior Jays would be huge if they could add another piece to that pitching rotation.
Lysick throws on the first pitch. It's ball 1. Creighton Prep with some big games upcoming. They play Papillion La Vista South tomorrow in the Millard South Invitational. Lysick, 2-0 count. Prep hoping to obviously close out this big lead tonight to get a win and grab some wins in that Invitational to higher their seeding so far for metros and districts. Excuse me, just districts, that is.
Yeah, Junior J is currently sitting at the 7 seed, just outside of that coveted 6 seed. Obviously, here in Class A, the top 6 seeds play host to districts. 8 teams qualify for state, so 6 district winners and 2 wild cards will qualify for the state tournament.
I don't know about you, Mike, but given what happened with our basketball team, I'm a big fan of 2 wild cards over 1.
Yeah, it was absolutely heart-wrenching. Just falling short of state tournament for the basketball team, but
The
baseball team hoping to turn that around.
folks at home can definitely call me biased for that one, but regardless, I still disagree with if a 1 seed and a 2 seed loses and the 2 seed isn't able to make it because that 1 team gets that wild card. Seems a little bit unfair, but there's nothing you can do about it in the sport of basketball. There is in the sport of baseball. So Creighton Prep might be able to sneak into the state tournament if they're not able to win districts, but as Junior Jays, we'd love for them to win the district, whichever one they're in. Lysick throws fouled off, hits
Flunked.
the pole.
That almost hit the guys over in our dugout. Crossbar challenge.
Some weird bounces there. It looked like it went off the pole and over to the dugout. Another strike called, 0-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Lysick hoping to close out this inning. Lysick pitches, he gets strike 3. And that is the inning for Creighton Prep, no earned runs. We head to the top of the 7th here on Creighton Prep Sports Network. We'll be back.
Welcome you back here. Bottom of the 6th. Junior Jay's 1 run away from the mercy rule here at Jurgensen.
Correct Mundo, Mike. Mitchell Collins hoping to start off the inning as they can get a fun walk-off. Up 9 right now. This is a new pitcher for Lincoln Southwest.
Yeah, Landon Lewis, 7th appearance on the year. ERA of 3.65 in 7 2/3 of work, 8 hits, 4 earned, 6 Ks on 5 walks.
Collins, 1-1 count. Lewis throws. It's inside. 2-1 count. High and outside, 3-1. Pitch from Lewis. Ball 4. And that infield, they're throwing up their hands. They're not happy about these calls.
That's the 8th walk of the night for this Silverhawk pitching staff. These Junior Jays have been very disciplined at the plate.
Collins now stands at first with no outs. Grant Wagner, 0 for 1 on the day. He reached on an error and has been walked twice. As that one gets past Mitchell Collins to second, that winning run now just 180 feet away.
Good math.
I had to do it for a second in my head. I'm not going to lie to you.
You just got to go 90 and then take a 90-degree turn and then go another 90.
You know what? The math test I had to take a few days ago, it still haunts me. I'm not sure if I want to do math quite yet. High and inside, 2-0 count. Collins with a small lead at second, expands it. That one gets past, and now the winning run will be 90 feet away. No math needed for that one. Mitchell Collins hoping to score that winning run. Wagner, even with the 3-0 count here, he might be hoping for a walk-off. If he has the green light here, we don't know. 3-0 count. Lewis steps off. Resets himself as he tries to throw some strikes here. The bottom of the 6th. Lewis pitches, and it's called a strike. Wagner now with the hitter's count. Looks like he might have not had the green light or decided to take it. The pitch. Wagner swings. It's a full count now. Heck of a job by Landon Lewis to get back in this count. It's full count now. Collins still 90 feet away. Lewis, big pitch. Is low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks put runners at the corners.
That walk will bring up number 14, first baseman Michael Burt.
Burt steps into the plate as the next batter, hoping to get a walk-off hit here. Or with the way this inning is trended, maybe a walk. Or maybe a pass ball to get that runner in.
The Junior Jays will take any way they can get just to get Mitchell Collins in, score that final run.
Not much hurts with no outs. Send the Jays home early. Lewis the pitch. And that will do it. Collins comes home. Michael Burt gets the walk-off. It's a Junior J win, it looks like. It's 10-0 now. That's the Mercy Rule. Creighton Prep with a Mercy Rule win. 10-0. Michael Burt with a single to finish us off from Jurgensen Park.
all around great baseball game, great performance from the Junior Jays. They were clicking on all cylinders tonight.
For the ball game here at
That's a
Dickinson Park
great win
for the Junior
to
Jays.
go into the Millard South Invitational this weekend.
2 errors.
An exciting win for Creighton Prep, nothing but offense and fantastic pitching and defense. Great recovery game from Creighton Prep as they've been struggling on that infield a few games. Not today.
1 o'clock.
Creighton Prep with the big game, exciting win. Big series coming up, or invitational, many games ahead. Creighton Prep big stretch as they have the huge opportunity to improve their record and their seed as they prepare for districts and eventually state.
Junior Jays move up to 14-11 on the year, as that's a big, as we said, big win, as they get a 10-0 win over a very, very, very solid Lincoln Southwest team.
Absolutely. Not a terrible performance from Southwest today. They just struggled to throw the ball inside the zone. If they can control their command, this is not a bad team at all. Their defense was solid all game. Lincoln Southwest, they could be trouble for whoever has to face them in districts. We
Yeah.
thank the Southwest for coming out to Jurgensen Park tonight and the fans as well.
Yeah, you take away that 6-run inning in the 5th, and you got yourself a ball game. It was 3-0 going into that 5th inning, and it just on a series of unfortunate events for the Silverhawks. Junior Jays with a couple good hits turned into a lot of runs and a lot of offensive output for Creighton Prep. Mac, this is your first game announcing.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Oh, it's a very fun job here. I, usually in the dugout or in the stand shooting for the guys on the team, and while it kind of stings to see some moments that I know I get great photos of out there, it was very fun being in the booth with you, Mike, and I really did enjoy calling this. Hopefully I'll get some more chances to do this in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for new guys to do stuff like this.
Thank you for having me here.
Of course. As we're going to say goodnight here from Jurgensen Park. Mac, you want to sign us off?
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching. It's a great day to be a Junior Jay as the Jays get the 10-0 win from Jurgensen Park.
From our crew here in the booth here at Jurgensen, Christian Bowman, your camera operator. Mac Johnson on the call for the first time, play-by-play. I'm Mike Knockenhauer, saying so long and good night from Jurgensen Park. Creighton Prep with the 10-0 win here on a Wednesday night.